And now, here is an interview from last week with the St. Charles mayor. Now it's time for Laurie's Oratory Soapbox, which gives you pertinent information on proper pronunciation. Featuring mostly words or phrases commonly mispronounced, I am here to guide you away from embarrassing faux pas. An element of spelling is involved, so you are getting a win-win. This next oratory tidbit concerns the name of a well-known, highly respected man in Kane County. In fact, he is so well received that he was elected the mayor of St. Charles, not just once in a landslide victory, but twice. Mayor Ray, as many call him, is a pillar in the community and in the school system. If you've met any of his former students, you will be sure to have heard what an awesome teacher, leader, and inspiration he has been in their lives and careers. The problem is, so many people unknowingly mispronounce his name. It's not Mayor Rogina or Rogina or Rogina. How do I know this? Mayor Ray was my teacher in high school, and I learned of his name directly from him. It's spelled Rogina, and here to tell you the correct pronunciation is Mayor Ray himself. Welcome, Mayor.
How are you, Laurie? Thanks for having me here.
Good.
And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to pronounce my name correctly. And it is Rogina.
Rogina.
That's correct.
Yes.
And, but I have to tell you that as mayor, I've heard exactly, with the possible exception of the French one you threw out there at the end. I've heard all the other ones, and it doesn't really bother me at all because all through my life, teachers and others have always alluded to those particular names, mispronunciations. So when somebody hits it on the head, I'm really thankful for that. But I will tell you this, that as a teacher and now as mayor, it's important, actually, I think, to try your best to learn to pronounce somebody's name. And I'll give you some examples I'm talking about. You alluded to as a teacher in high school. I taught high school, and you know this because you were in my class, and your maiden name, Besh, was very easy to pronounce. I would make sure that first day I would ask students, give me the correct pronunciation of your name, so that, because I would never call them by their first name anyway, it was always Miss Besh.
Yes.
So, Mr. Jones, that's easy to pronounce. But on the difficult names, I made sure they corrected me if I mispronounced it the first day of class, and you tried your best. The other two examples I would give you, however, where I made sure that I was doing the correct pronunciation. I was blessed to be the announcer at St. Charles football games for 10 years.
Yes.
And in that time, I knew full well that the parents sitting in front of me rooting for the Saints or across the way rooting for the visiting team did not want their child's name to be mispronounced when they made a tackle, when they made a touchdown, when they kicked the extra point, or whatever.
Absolutely, yes.
So what I had to do was, before the game, go down to the track, particularly with the visiting team, and either get a cheerleader like yourself, I know you cheerleaded in high school, or the managers, and I would ask them, all right, I'm going to go through this list of names. Please give me the correct phonetic pronunciation. One of my favorites of all time, I still remember to this day. He played 2 years for Lake Park. And I looked at his name and I said, I better get the correct pronunciation. His name was Nana Ajiman.
No way.
And that's the way I said it when he bolted for 5 yards. 5 yards by Nana Ajiman. And they were very happy I pronounced it correctly.
Yes.
And if I didn't, they'd be pounding on the press box window, correcting me. The last one I would give you would be the fact that for a number of years, Mrs. Kathy Brenz and I would do graduation, announce the names. Now here's a place where you just cannot mispronounce a child's name.
Yes.
The grandparents are there, the parents are there, the uncles are there. They want to hear their child and they want to scream and yell and send up a foghorn and the whole bit. So they would approach the microphone, and if I had any doubt, I would cover my hand, put my hand on the microphone, and I would say, pronounce that name for me. And they would. And for 15 years, Brenz and I had, I think, an impeccable record of never mispronouncing anybody's name.
Very
That's important. And so I laud you for at least bringing this to the attention of people because, yes, we go on constantly mispronouncing simple names. And I know you've done this a couple times already, and so I appreciate this.
Yeah, well, that was, I've started this Oratory Soapbox, and you were one of the top names that I wanted to clear up because I've heard it, mispronounced
absolutely.
Many times. So, yes, and I think it's nice because people do want to know, and like you, they want to pronounce other people's names correctly too. And they probably, Mayor Ray is easy, but a lot of people will want to use your last name, and now we know it's Rogina. It's like rogue. It's like you're, I don't really think you're a rogue type of person.
Thank you for saying that.
But you do follow the rules and boundaries and laws, et cetera, et cetera. So, but rogue, Rogina, it kind of fits just to help someone say your name, although it is the opposite, I think, of you. So on top of all your mayoral duties, you've recently been a key figure on numerous episodes of The Wahlburgers.
Yes, I have. And I only want to say about that, and I thank Donnie Wahlberg. I did pronounce his name correctly. Yes. I want to thank him for really spotlighting St. Charles. I'm happy to be the conduit of sending a message about the Wahlburger concept and the fact they're building one here in St. Charles. And it puts St. Charles in a great light. And both he and Jenny have done that. And I appreciate that. I know the citizens of St. Charles appreciate it as well.
Absolutely. It's been very exciting. The word on the street is it's quite exciting for all of us. So we appreciate you getting that all together and working on it with your city council. And I think it'll be a great asset to our town. And
but I will tell you.
Yes.
I will tell you this. On the last episode that I was on, here's Donnie Wahlberg for on national television.
Yes.
And he says, and Mayor Rogina. and of course, I ride him on that every time. And I want to publicly now, if you're watching this, Donnie, forgive you for that. But yes, even Donnie Wahlberg on national television mispronounced my name. So these things happen, and you roll with the punches.
There you go. Everybody does it. But we appreciate you clarifying. It's Rogina. Okay. Now, clearly you've become a celebrity yourself, being on all these TV shows, and now, with the added correct pronunciation of your name, you're just going to put another notch in your TV belt and be moving up to...
Well, I once again, I'll repeat that I do sometimes, just as a needle, will say that I deserve an Emmy Award for all this stuff. But
Yes.
in all kidding aside, I'm happy for St. Charles.
Absolutely.
Us doing these things to spotlight St. Charles and what a wonderful town we have is the key. And so to come on here, to do anything that promotes our businesses, our community, our great natural features of St. Charles, the Fox River, it's all wonderful. It's a great community, and that's why we call it the Pride of the Fox.
That's right. Well, there you have it. Now you can all go forth and confidently speak this fine gentleman's name. Plus, if you really want to sound like a St. Charles native, say Rogina. And everyone will think you're in the know and in command of your language skills. Thank you for contributing to my Oratory Soapbox, Mayor Rogina.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your time and participation.